Jesus, can you guys hear the TV? Turn it off. Oh, all right. So the final Squawk with Swoop, in the sense of, whoop, my mic just fell off. Fuck. Okay. Come on, bud. Work with me, please. Okay. All right. Sweet. Okay. Hey, the final Squawk with Swoop for the 2020 season, 2021 season. So there will be other Squawks throughout the year, throughout the rest of the off season and stuff. But this is the final round one. Not much to actually. I'll invite. Yeah, the winner has been picked for they've been DM'd for the jersey. There's not much to say about this game. This is just going to be a game one. We're not going to talk about the season. We're just going to talk about the game. So it was always a big task going up against Essendon. It's it was going to be absolutely nuts. You know, Essendon, they didn't have finals on the line, which was good for them, but they needed a tune-up before finals, before facing the Doggies. So it was always going to be hard. We went bad at the selection table, just shocking altogether, and that's it. It's it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me just paste this to Twitter. 1 second. 1 second. It's what it is. Oh, that's my voice. 1 secundo. All right. So I just want to go through comments. What is going on? Thank you if you're watching this and watched my stream as well. How was the HSP? HSP was really good. HSP was really good. I'm really, really full. So let's get the ball rolling. We'll start with Magpie Army. Thumbs up if you're ready to go, man. All right.
Retarded. Hey, Swoop, how you going?
Yeah, not too bad yourself.
Yeah, pretty down and out after yet another loss. Thankfully, ends the season today.
Yep.
Where do we even start? Like we went wrong from Thursday night, and it never got better.
Yeah. There was it was a bit of selection drama. Not drama, but just really bad at the selection table.
Yeah, well, why you wouldn't select someone like Will Kelly? Yeah, can't get that through your head.
Yeah. The Will Kelly, yeah. Johnson, McRae, all very weird, all very, very weird selections.
Yeah. Even today, I'll tell you what, I've noticed this the last 2 weeks, and I don't know what it is. When we kick goals and like been in the game still like early last week and today, the energy with the players, it's been completely off. You haven't seen them like get around each other or anything. It's just been like a simple high five, get on with it. It's like no energy there. And it's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. So what do you think that is though?
Well, that's what I want to know, because you at least create some energy. Try, because there's no crowd there, obviously today. No crowd. Get some atmosphere amongst the group.
Yeah.
You look at the Lions last week, Dons today. As soon as they were kicking goals, everyone was around them. Our boys, it's just one high five. Yeah, all right. We kicked the goal.
Hey,
There's
sorry,
no,
mate. Give me 1 sec.
No worries, go for it.
Got a call. Hey man, what's going on? Not much. I'm just on a Squawk. Are you out the front? Yeah, good. Yeah. All right. Drive safe to work. All right, mate. Bye. My brother.
Everything all good?
Yeah, just my brother. He always calls me when he's a cop, so he always calls me when he's on his way to work. So yeah,
I have some stuff to flush down the toilet.
Don't we all, mate? Don't we all?
It was a joke, everyone.
But yeah, so yeah, there wasn't any energy, and you can tell from the first bounce there wasn't any energy. You know, it was just like we had the wind just knocked out of us, and that was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There wasn't much we could generate.
There's honestly nothing. There's honestly nothing going on at the club anymore. There's like, you look back a few years ago when we were going well, everything was clicking into place. Like, players were available, not really through suspension. Injuries were a problem. Coaches, everyone was happy. Media was hanging off us. Now it's just this miserable cloud that nothing goes on there. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird one, because you don't constantly want to be in the media, and with Collingwood, you are constantly in the media, and now we're just in it for the wrong reasons. And look, I think that after parting ways with Buckley halfway through the season, and then Harvey being caretaker, and then you have some injuries, you have some suspensions. There's not much you can really do. I think you could tell as soon as finals was out of the question, you could just tell that
nothing.
The guys were just waiting for the season to end. You know.
Yeah.
Who was your best player? Before you go.
Oh, definitely Tay Adams. I think he had like 32 10 clearances.
Let's see. Tay went 31, 6 tackles, 10 clearances on 74% of game time. What was his inside 50s? I don't have his. It doesn't let me get his fucking clangers up though. What was his? Had a 64% disposal efficiency.
Yeah, he butchered the ball a lot, but he was still finding it, still winning it in the comp phase.
And that's the thing, isn't it? He is still winning it. But fuck, some of these boys just have to get better at their. We have to hire a skills coach. Someone on Twitter said it, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. It's
just look at the Auskick websites. I'm sure they have some.
I know, far out, absolutely nuts. All right, mate. We're going to get some other guys on. Thank you for joining me.
No worries. I'll keep having a listen.
Thanks, mate. See ya. Bye. Sean, thumbs up if you're ready to go, man. All right, beautiful. How you going, mate?
Yeah, doing all right. Yeah, so it's obviously a weird feeling, like finishing off the season, but I guess in a sense, like, I guess the biggest thing to take away from this is that, I mean, if you look at where we are on the ladder, that's exactly how we played. But then also in saying that too, I mean, we also had a lot of not only guys out with talent, but also guys that had like leadership. And especially with, obviously with our group being so young and lacking leadership, when you have leadership taken out, it just makes it a whole lot worse.
Yeah. I guess that's what happens with when Pendlebury leaves.
Yeah. So, and I think Darcy is probably, is if he's not in the leadership group, he's obviously like regardless, he's a massive part to the team, and would show a bit of leadership regardless. There's nothing like specifically I want to really touch on, but obviously with Chris Mayne, that's been a story and a half. And the other thing too was I don't know how often he's done it or how many players have done it across the competition. He had 23 touches, but he also didn't miss a target at all. So he had 100% efficiency. 100%. So, especially for that to be your last game, I guess you can hold your head up.
Yeah. Oh shit! What happened there? Sorry, mate.
Oh, yeah. Am I back? Okay. Yeah. So to have that as your swan song to go out on was I guess good for him. It's just I guess even though even so in the last few weeks it's been more of looking forward towards the future, things like what's going on with Dacos and Dib, things like that, coach and everything. So all in all, it obviously sucks the way that this season has been. But in saying that, I think we also need to have a little bit of a, I don't know how to explain it, have our expectations in check in terms of where we finished was the team that we were. I think it was bottom 3, so we finished 16th. So, if you go up to someone and you say, hey, we're a 16th team out of 18, you're not the expectation is not to beat teams like Essendon that are making the 8 sort of thing, or beating Brisbane, even though that was, I thought that was a bit sort of, I could see it coming, but you can never predict it to be that bad. But you can definitely tell the last 2 weeks, just the whole, I guess even just the senior players, everybody's just cooked at this point. Everyone's just we're done mentally, physically, emotionally. We're all just sort of going towards 2022 now, and just sort of okay, what's on the horizon over there, sort of thing. So
I get you, man.
So, and I guess, and a lot of the players today played like that too. So, if people had bad games, I wouldn't if today's game was the reason why you're saying, oh, this play's terrible, this play's good or bad or things like that. I think that there's a lot more than just lack of skill or lack of, ability and stuff like that. But then, there are guys that do need to, I guess, improve as well. And even someone like a Murphy, just to get him a role and just get him to just, because even for someone like him, it's whenever he gets the ball, not only is he never in the same spot on the same ground, but it's are we going, anytime I see him get the ball, it's because you see him, I think there was at one point where he took a mark about 40 out from goal. Then you saw him rebounded off the half back, and then you saw him get it on the wing, and it's I know that obviously players have the capacity to be all over the ground, but it's just he's literally in a forward spot, a midfielder spot, and a defender spot, and it's
he's
what is his spot?
Like I was saying in the stream, he's very they're using him as a utility, and I don't think he's a utility player.
No.
He really has to nut out for lack of a better term, he really has to nut out a spot, whether that be off the half back, deep pocket. Yeah. I don't think it's in the forward line, because I do like how he goes about it. With his marking and putting his body on the line, reminds me a lot of actually, he reminds me a lot of Tom Langdon. I just want to see.
Well, actually, in the chat, I actually said he's actually a bit of a combination of, ironically, Chris Mayne and Alan Tuvey.
Just a halfback winger sort of thing.
So, sort of like a halfback winger, but I can see the lankiness of a Tuvey, but then I can also see the precision of a Mayne. So he's got that sort of he doesn't commit to either side of the extreme. He's in the middle of those two, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. He's actually I didn't realize he's 1.9 meters tall. And
he's very tall, or not very tall, but
that's pretty tall than me.
Yeah.
And Langdon was 1.89. So
Yeah.
Very, very, very similar height. If Nathan can put
Yeah.
a bit of body on, he can be that that third sort of defender that like Langdon was, playing on the Jack Darling sort of type of playing on the Jack Darling sort of type,
Yeah, because also as well, like I never realized he's actually only 21. I thought because he had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
His first couple of years, so I thought he'd been on the list a little bit longer. But yeah, he's only like 21, and he came in the same year as Stevenson. So, which when you add it all up, that sounds about right. Yeah, like at the end of the day, like it's just it's one of those things where it's obviously this season's obviously been a very bad season. Like there's no not trying to sugarcoat anything equivalent to saying that we had a fantastic season, because we just didn't. But in saying that, it's like just because you're a 3 out of 10 doesn't mean that you can't just keep pushing up and like get to a 3.5, 4 out of 10, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, as long as you're improving your spot, you're still getting a better outcome at the end of the day, sort of thing. So, and even for like next year, like I don't. Well, that's probably maybe a question towards yourself. Like, when do you see us making finals? Because I definitely don't see it next year.
I'll see it next year.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
I would have agreed with you if we actually won today, because I went a bit crazy with it, but the last couple of days I've been saying that going into it, today's game reminded me a lot of 2017 vibe sort of thing, but obviously I was completely wrong on that, and I'm gonna have to cop that. But but then at the end of the day, there is a lot to like. If we are smart enough, in the trade period, in the free agency, we go and get a couple tools. You pick up Dib and Dacos. Obviously, I'm not going to stop like supporting them to make finals, but I definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't like just it's definitely a thing of. I definitely want them to make finals, but I'm not expecting them to make finals. Because with a team that young, as good as they have been, you do need to take time to obviously develop the kids, and then also develop the system around them, and then also just to get people on board with the game plan that you actually have. Also one thing that I haven't heard too much about is with Jamie Graham, in terms of a coach. Like I personally, because I did a bit of research on it and stuff like that. Like I'm completely off the train of Pike. Like I just don't. Even though I've been hearing good things about it, but it's mostly come from the Sydney coach. But that's the thing. A lot of clubs will do that, and sometimes it's not from a place of, just because they say nice things doesn't necessarily mean that person's like the best like there is, sort of thing. And then on top of it too, because he has had that history, like I just feel like, especially with the media are going to take that and run with it to the hill, sort of thing too. So just to have something fresh, have something where it's literally a clean slate. So to get someone like a Jamie Graham, hey Cray, I'm actually not too. I don't mind too much.
Yep.
And then Kingsley, I haven't looked up much about him and stuff, but then all the others I just haven't looked into either. But obviously this year wasn't necessarily the best, but in saying with everything that happened, if you set your expectations for a bottom four side, I think we did okay considering what we did for a bottom four side, but I guess that's probably where we sit, and the ladder says that, and it's basically correct from what we've seen all year.
No, exactly right. You can't expect much when you're not even bottom four, when you're bottom two. You know what I mean? 6 wins or
I think we're bottom 3. Yeah, I think it was 16th.
No, 17th. Adelaide
Are we
won,
17?
and then Gold Coast dropped down to 16th.
Okay.
So
All right,
lowest,
well, that's news to me.
lowest finish in our history.
Yeah, because we haven't won many wooden spoons.
No, so the last wooden spoon was 99, which was our lowest.
Yeah.
And then in the 18-team comp, so in the 10 years of the 18-team comp, this is our lowest, 17th. Previously, it was 13th in 2017.
Yep.
Now this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean, I'm going to get some other guys on. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
no,
joining,
good.
as always.
Thanks. All good.
Go on, man. Peace and love.
All right, bye.
Bye. Just before, one sec. All right, just before I get Lockie on, I've seen a lot of things about Nick Dacos and stuff. So we are 99.5% getting Dacos in the draft. The only way he doesn't come is if he says he doesn't want to play for us, and I doubt that fucking happens. I doubt that happens very much. So he comes to us. What happens is the Kangaroos will probably bid on him. I don't see them not bidding on him when he's the best kid in the land. The only way. So what happens is Kangaroos will bid on him. They'll probably bid on Darcy as well, and then take Horn, and then GWS with their pick 2 will probably bid on him if the Kangaroos don't bid on him. So anyway, we'll get into that a little bit later. All right, Lockie, let's go, man. Oh,
I was there and then I wasn't.
Oh, classic. Hey,
what's happening, mate?
Yeah, not much, man. Not fucking much.
I don't know, man. We spoke at halftime. I was pretty angry. No effort, no desire. Didn't look like the blokes wanted to be out there. They're playing for Geordie Roughhead, who's a clubman. You know, Chris Mayne is a big clubman. And I want to start off by saying as well, you know, congratulations to Chris Mayne. What a career.
Yeah.
What a player. You know, when he came over, we were all so skeptical of him, and you know, he was basically written off completely, and you know, he turned it around. And what a credit, what a man. So you know, good on him. I was frustrated with the performance, mate. Like, I don't know. You can be positive. You can say, you know, we got heaps of kids, they're coming through, but you can only do that for so long. And yeah, next year I'll be patient. Next year I'll definitely be patient, but you know, if it extends another couple of years, it's going to be frustrating. It's going to be hard. You know, we've gone 100%. From 3rd in 2018 to 4th in 2019, 8th last season, and we've just finished 17th in the competition.
Yeah.
Debacle.
Yeah.
Debacle.
It's pretty fucked, man. It's pretty fucked. Like,
to put it simply, mate, it is.
To put it simply, that's just that's what it is. Like, and it's hard because at the start of the season, and I'll talk about this later in another video. But at the start of the season, look, I'll admit it. I naively had us top 4 because I didn't see Treloar, Phillips, and Stevenson as huge losses. Treloar, okay, he got a lot of ball and you know, was a good runner, but always injury prone. Stevenson, yeah, he was good in 2018 when he started, but you know, you couldn't.
You didn't have him for long periods.
Yeah, right. And then obviously Phillips was just a depth player. But what that does is you lose that depth of 3 senior players, and then I think it was just, look, honestly, naively, I think it was on the I think it was the game plan. Like, I honestly think the game plan just fucked us.
I think honestly it was a culmination of everything. So it's the game plan, the coaching situation, because I reckon Bucks was probably sat down and told at the start of the year that, you know, he's probably not going to stay on. So that probably had an effect. Losing the players would have had an effect. you know, all the outside noise, you know, the players can say they ignore it as much as they like, and I'm sure they would, but, you know, it would definitely have an impact on them. It's just absolutely everything. Everything's just come all at once, and we've just been kicked when we're down, if that makes sense. You know, it's been
100%.
really... We've been stiff, to be honest. I think we've been stiff, and a lot of some of it's been of our own accord, but a lot of it, you know, has been, I think, bad timing and unlucky. You know, but I think, as I say to you every single week, it's in our hands now, and we need to be ruthless and make the right decisions. You know, I like what Sean was saying before around, you know, a couple of the new coaches coming in, you know, or Craig McRae, I think, is the leader at the moment. But, you know, like, look at Don Pike. People write him off, and people say, you know, the stuff that happened at Adelaide. Sydney finished 16th last year, and they're a smoky for the flag. And I think he's a big part of that. So,
100%.
You know, I think there's so many different things that we need to look at, so many different variables. But I think we need to really trim down this list as well. Try and bring in some fresh faces, some fresh, mature faces. You know, I think a lot of guys are out, a lot of guys are off, but we'll see what happens, mate. It's going to be a very fucking full-on next couple of weeks.
And look, I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't believe in the, I don't believe that. I know Graham Wright said, our salary cap's a bit tight, but you know, he also didn't say that. He also can't say that Chris Mayne was retiring at that time, and Mason Cox is probably going to leave, and so that's already $900,000 you free up there, pretty much. Theoretically, but like, I still think that we're gonna have a clean out of players, like you said, and I wouldn't be surprised if not a big name, but a name leaves us. You know, whether that be Sidebottom, whether that be fucking Maynard, who knows?
Yeah. Well, I think, look, like, Alistair sent me a sick message on Twitter actually during the game. I think it's because he saw I said I was going to be raging after the game. That's when I was pretty pissed. But he said, "What are your thoughts on getting rid of Steele, Josh Thomas, and Cox to the Suns for Ben King?" And I would rip your arm off for that. I would if someone offered me that trade, I would rip their arm off, because as much as I love Steele, as Premiership player, legend at Collingwood, will always be. He's not the player he was ever since what happened last year in COVID. Blah blah blah. He just hasn't been the same. Cox. The experiment's done. I think he's just a worse Darcy Cameron at this point.
Yeah. 100%.
Speaking of which, look at Peter Wright at Essendon and look at Darcy Cameron at Collingwood. You know, you can see the difference in the level of the player. And the same thing, look at Ben King at Melbourne. Ben Brown.
Ben Brown, yeah.
You know, it's the same. He was on the market as well, and I can guarantee you he's not on massive money either.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think when I say some of it is down to us, some of it is down to us because we've made some interesting calls. But yeah, mate, there's just going to be so much movement, and it's you know, I say to you, it's exciting, but it's also really scary because we can go one of two ways. Yeah. We could be stuck in a rut where we're at the, you know, in the bottom couple for the next 5 years, or we can look really good in a couple. So
and it's hard because we've never been in this position before, especially coaching wise. This hasn't been. This just hasn't happened before. You know, it was Tony Shaw, then Malthouse straight to Buckley, and we haven't been in this sort of coaching limbo.
Yeah, but even Matthews as well. Like, these are all big football names. You know, these are experienced guys that we've had, and like, I think because of all the drama and all the shit that we've done, I don't know if we can land a big fish anymore. You know, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to land a big fish. Like, you know, Alistair Clarkson's there and he says he wants to take a year off the game, blah, blah, blah. If Collingwood were in a good state, he would have come without question. Yeah. You know, if we were 2018, and end of 2018, maybe we just come runners up in a grand final or something, and Buckley was on his way out, you know, say something happened different and we're in a good position, he would have come 100%.
Yeah.
So, look, like Rick said, man, like, clean out players. Pike, I like Voss. These guys deserve it, I think. And they're experienced guys. You know, because I don't want someone young and inexperienced to come in and then that's what we blame it on.
Yeah. So, you don't want a fucking Carlton. This guy has to stay with us for 5 years.
Exactly. It's a project.
Yeah. We can't offload if we spent 6 months looking for a coach and we offload him in 2 years' time. It's just
Failure.
gone to waste.
2 years wasted.
Yeah.
2 years wasted, and
This guy has to be 5 years.
And he's got to be interested in developing these young kids, because we've said every week, play the kids, play the kids, play the kids. Well, if we don't have the guy that's developing them into who he wants them to be, like Choco did with Port Adelaide many, many years ago, and then we're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, simply. So we'll see.
Yeah, man.
See what happens, man. But we've got to stay positive. Got to stay happy.
100%.
It'll be a long off season. Watch the finals. Enjoy the finals.
Yeah,
that's all we can do.
Exactly. Lockie, as always, man, love having you on.
Yeah, you too, mate. Easy. All right, catch up. Sure, see you guys.
All right. Magpies Inc., you ready to go? You look so fucking excited to be on, man. You look like you're about to sleep. I'm going to add you on now. What's going on, man?
Hi.
You can't say you didn't see that coming.
No, I'm glad the season's over, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm sick of being optimistic.
Yeah, fucking tell me about it, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's officially the lowest position we've ever finished on the ladder.
Yeah.
Given, obviously, the 18 team got
yeah. So it's a bit of an asterisk, but still technically the lowest.
Yeah, I'm relieved that the season's over. We don't have to put up this shit anymore.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it's kind of like when you watch tennis, and a player goes from losing a set 6-love to killing the next set because they kind of just give up and then they reset and go within a matter of 10 minutes. So I'm hoping that,
I like that analogy, actually.
To gel. Well, I mean, I just don't think they were trying, to be honest. They didn't really have anything to play for the times that they had something to play for. They did all right. They did all right for Bucks. They did all right. They did all right for a few games, but it's from the, I don't even know, from when Eddie left, which was preseason, we were fine. Was
that preseason?
I don't know. Yeah, that was preseason. I'm pretty sure that was preseason.
Hell. I feel like that was 10 years ago that happened. This has been such a long year.
That was in January or February.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's been such a long year.
Yeah. But it's just because so many things have kind of, like it all started with the clean out last year. But going back to what Lockie or you guys were talking about just before, it would be interesting. Like you can't, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but you don't really know what the destiny would have been. But like, would those players have made such a difference? Like, Treloar.
I don't reckon.
Who else do we lose?
Stevo.
Devo. I mean, they kind of gone to. Treloar missed a chunk of the season for the Dogs, and dare I say it, they look better without him. Sorry, ads. But Flip's doing all right. He's but Steve-O, he had a few good games. But it's interesting. Like I don't, out of those three, I rate Tom Phillips the highest. In terms of and I always did. I wasn't too worried when we lost the players either. But I was pissed off that we lost, that we lost them. But I wasn't worried for the skill factor because I didn't think that. I thought we had enough depth to cover because like also getting a few youngsters, that never hurt, and you don't know whether you're gonna, polish up a few gems and stuff in that. Like like when Steve-O started, he was amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't know whether you're going to get that, and I don't think we really we had nine debutants this year. And I don't think any of them really set the world on fire. But if I had to say, I kind of think in a short span, I think Jack Ginnivan probably had the most impact, playing only 6 odd games. But I think Bianco's been the best debutant.
Yeah.
I think McCreary's really good, but I think he needs to just pull back a little bit and play a little bit smarter. I'm not a coach, but I think he's a real good talent.
I think I know what you're saying.
He's just gung ho.
I love how he goes about it.
He's gung ho. He's amazing, and we know that, and we love that about him. But he's already been injured twice, and I just think just a little bit of and it's not a negative thing. Like he's got a lot of charisma, and he's got a lot of talent and skill. But just we can't afford the injuries. Like we just need to play a bit smarter. And Poulter just needs to build up a bit. I don't think he's got the strength yet, but he's
just very skinny. He's a very skinny lad. So
yeah. But it's kind of a bit of here and there. Well, obviously it's been a shit season. It's been a bit of a rebuild. And I don't know if I can handle another clean out when you guys are just saying who we're going to get rid of. I'm like, oh God, haven't we got rid of enough?
Yeah.
But I know that has to happen.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. So, we're obviously losing Mayne. And is there anyone else that's got a line struck through him officially? What would potentially...
No. Oh, Greenwood. Greenwood.
Greenwood, yeah.
We forget about Greenwood, but retired, yep.
Yeah, but it's interesting. I mean, I was always an advocate for Buckley, and I know that it wasn't just a clear cut thing. There was probably a lot of shit that went on behind closed doors, in terms of questions asked. Can you see yourself here? Whatever. But I still think he was the best man for the job. That's when it comes down to it. I still think Buckley was the best man for the job. It doesn't bother me that he didn't win a premiership in 9 years. I mean, to me, it's no different to John Longmire, or as you like to say, John Longmuir.
I don't even know which one it is now anymore.
It's John Longmire. Like, had he not won the premiership in... how long has he been Sydney's coach? Do you know what I mean? Like, he won a premiership in the last 10 minutes of a grand final, and he's a hero. And Sydney's been down. They were down there last year. So I just think it was really interesting. We finished 6th last year. We finished 8th and then officially 6th.
Yeah.
To be on the ropes and lose a coach when you finished 6th and won a final, which is better than Essendon for the last fucking 17 years, and your coach is questioned. I think that baffles me. So I think there's something that's gone on that we don't know about, because when you finish, again, like what Lockie just said, when you finish 2nd, 4th, and 6th in that whatever it was, and then you're out half a season later. That's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous if you think about it.
I think, and I don't know. I'm not privy to it all, but in my theory is that we had to get rid of, or we had to part ways with Buckley quick, because Carlton were going to do the same with Teague. Yeah. And I think that us parting ways with Buckley stopped them from parting ways with Teague at that time.
So what was that? What we're going to go from that? What was the
to start interviewing coaches before Carlton did?
And I
think they thought they were going to get Clarkson straight away.
And no one wants to come to us. So apparently Carlton's either going to get Ross Lyon or Clarko, and they're the two biggest names, and no one wants to come to Collingwood. Like, it's funny. Like, it's funny.
Would you want Lyon if he said, "Yeah, fuck, I'll come to Collingwood"?
Yeah, I don't know what's the bad sort of. I mean, obviously we're not great, but neither are you know. There's a handful of other teams that are, you know, yeah, like other than the last 2 weeks, we've been in most of the games. You know, there's been a big chunk of, I think, 6 losses with less than 3 goals. And again, I think I said that during, you know, your liquor interview, but it's not, you don't win them all, but you can, you know, potentially turn a few of those around and put yourself, you know, and then especially the 1-pointers.
2 1-point losses, a couple 12-point losses.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have this, you know, I've just got an eternal optimism. It's you just hope that that a reset is going to be, you know, is going to be good next year. But I mean, this year just had a different thing about it, and I don't know whether it's the feeling of COVID and not, like, by round 3 for me, I felt like we were just going to be shit. Like I don't know why, but just that feeling of, I don't know. I just think it was the Eddie thing and the you know, the what was it, Do Better report.
Yeah.
That kind of just smeared the season. Like it's almost like it was it was almost like this curse. It was like a curse. I don't know if, I know you wouldn't remember because you were born in 93, I think. But in 1993, we had a curse put on us by, I think it was an Aboriginal
elder, right?
guy, and he did this thing to what was his name? McAllister. He was our president at the time, and we lost the next, like, we lost the next 3 games or something, and then he took the curse off us, and we started winning again.
Oh my god!
But in that era, we just couldn't, you know, it was shit. But kind of felt like that. There was a part of this season where it just felt like we were just chasing our tails, and we were just forced to play the kids, which is, you know, we've got no fucking choice, we've got no one else. But
exactly right.
It was just, but it felt like that from the beginning. It was like we just didn't have, you know, and I guess if you play them long enough, they're not going to become kids anymore. But, you know, if there's anything positive that has come from this season, we played the kids. But at the same time, none of them got Rising Star noms, did they?
We didn't get one Rising Star nom.
No, which is a shame, because I really thought Ollie. I didn't even mention Ollie before. He probably started off a bit slow, but he's really coming of age, I think, and he got an injury today, which is shit, but doesn't really matter. Hopefully, it doesn't affect his preset too much. I just hope that things gel like they did for Geelong between 2006 and 2007. I'm not saying that you go and you elevate, but things can gel at the same time. Yeah. And all it takes is, you know, is the maturity and, you know, and skill to just, you know, with 4 or 5 players, and that can change the entire dynamics of the team. But yeah, it's really hard to be optimistic. It's especially when you're putting out performances like, I mean, today it was a bit of a dead rubber, which was a shame, because I was hoping that there was going to be something to play for.
Yeah.
But for us to, you know, but
Essendon, us to knock out Essendon,
yeah. But last week was a shame. Well, last week was shit, but we've just seen glimpses of good footy this year, but just not enough to, you know, I don't know. I think we'll be all right. Every team kind of gets out of it eventually, and I just, again, like, you know, you guys were just saying, I just don't want to be down for too long. Like it's really tough to
un-Collingwood like
to be shit and to be in COVID. Not have a lot of you know, of stuff to smile about. You know, we're all going through it, but it'd be nice to, you know, now we've got. I hate the off season. It's like 6 months of nothing.
Tell me about it. I've got to fuck in with content, so it's gonna be fun.
Oh,
mate. Thanks for the chat as always.
All right. Have a good one, mate.
You too, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers, mate. Ciao. Bye.
Bye.
There was a couple of McRae comments in here. McRae's going to be an absolute star. He's going to be an absolute star. All right. Let's try. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's try Manny, though. It's a white screen, so. Manny. Manuel. All right, we'll come back to Manny. All right, Kev, you ready, man? All right. How you going, Kev?
Oh man, I'm glad it's over. To be honest, really glad.
What do you think about the game?
First quarter was good. The rest was shit. It's just absolutely shit. The game plan. I said in my preview, like with Essendon and when we went small, we just have to like lower our eyes more instead of keeping it in the air. And it just, at times, we just kick and hope. And it's the same thing under Buckley. I'm pretty sure it's the same under Malthouse as well, on top of that. But it was just it wasn't a great feeling. I honestly thought we would win as well. To hope to knock Essendon off from the top 8 spot. But other than that, yeah, 17th. You don't often witness this, to be honest.
Yeah, it's look, I know what you're saying, man. It was I don't know, like as soon like Magpies Inc. just said, as soon as Freo lost, there was just nothing to play for. And as much as I wanted to knock Essendon out of the 8 to give us some sort of like, not because, I dislike Essendon that much or anything like that. It's just because I wanted us to play for something and us to finish the season well. As soon as Freo get done, it's just like, what's the fucking point,
Yeah. And to be honest, I think that we had to make a tough calls last year. I was upset about it, like with Adam Todd, Stevenson, and Phillips leaving. But to be honest, if it wasn't for the salary cap, and yes, it was whoever's in charge of that, the salary cap was a mess. But to be honest, the way they were playing last year, we were on the incline. And the only thing that we had to do was to get rid of some of the players and really try and get some players that Alici can through the draft as well, because we had no depth. Like, we barely had any depth. And even last year, that at times that looked like that was the case. And as much as I'm glad that with this EGM, it's not going ahead, like in court when it's found to be legal, I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I don't like it. I don't like that supporters come out, not in the media as well, but also on our social medias and say, "Oh, I want an EGM." It's like, okay, well, you want an EGM, but tell us what you want. Like, what do you want change? Who do you want to be involved? Because Jeff Brown is Tom Brown's son, and with that, I don't trust him. Yeah. I really don't trust him, because he can go to the media like he's been doing behind our backs and saying, "Oh, we're going to do this and I'm going to do that," but yet he's not helping our causes. And I just think with that, like, I don't know Mark Corder at all. Like, I've got no opinion on him because I haven't met him or anything like that. It's just that Eddie, unfortunately, had to step down due to do better report. Jeff Brown had his chance to say, "Yeah, I'll put my hand up and do it," but he didn't. Yeah. And now that Mark Order's got, Jeff Brown was making all these noises. His puppets were as well, and even some of our people that really wanted to have an EGM and vote. And it's just like, well, why didn't you come out earlier, as like you said during this live stream, and why didn't you say to the club, look, some things need to change. Can we do this? There's got to be a mature way of doing it instead of saying, "Oh, I want an EGM," because Carlton fans are now want an EGM to get rid of their board.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
So I think that's, and hearing Ross Lyon's comments, I think that's very disappointing because, I'm pretty sure that Carlton, like we all know their history, they sack all their coaches within 2 or 3 years. And
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
like, well, at least with us, we've had our 2 coaches and we've had our stability and we stuck with our coaches and we've had the review and it shows in the report, like, because we don't often get to, we don't say it at all, but it showed that we needed improvement. We needed support around the coach. We needed the right people involved. We had to look at people on the board and we've had to look at people that, while we had so many soft tissue injuries as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we embraced this review that we had in 2017 and we made the decisions that we did on the recommendations. I think that's how all other clubs should embrace it, to find out what's going on, because you don't want to be stuck down the bottom rebuilding for 20 years. You want to see clubs like us, Carlton, Essendon be up there and playing finals. Like, it's no use in having us outside the top 8 and Carlton outside the top 8. Like, it's not really a good look, and you're not going to get many players that will want to come and help, or you don't want any coaches that I don't want to coach this club because they're a shit team at the moment. So
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel on that, but that's how I feel.
No, yeah, look, I agree, man. Like everyone's been saying, what I don't want is a repeat of 2013 to 2017 when we were just really, really shit. When we had that huge clean out of all our premiership stars and then falling off. I think we finished like 10th a couple times, 12th, 13th in 2017. The thing that gives me hope, though, and the thing that should give everyone watching hope, is that 2017 we finished 13th, and it was the lowest we had finished in, since 2005 or something like that.
That was
the next year we play off in a grand final. Now, I'm not saying that next year we're going to fucking play off in a grand final, but we are a club that can bounce back if given the opportunity to bounce back, and with a new coach, with a whole clean out of our assistant coaches. And you remember that 2018 we got there because our assistant coaches were like Justin Longmuir, fucking hell. Hocking came, I'm pretty sure. He was in 2019.
Yeah, he did.
And Matthew Boyd. And, so you get good assistant coaches around a coach, and it helps. And it really does help. And we showed that in 2018 and 2019. So you get a new coach in, you get like Leppert as your assistant, you get Carousella, you even bring in Pike, whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean?
Pike, boss, definitely.
Whoever some senior assistants are, and you bounce back quick with a good game plan. We have the personnel to excel, and we've seen that. Round 2 against Carlton, we absolutely dominated them. The Melbourne game we played really well. The Richmond game, that last quarter was really good. And the West Coast game,
the West Coast Eagles game this year,
you can see that we do have a good club. We do have a good team.
And the one thing that pisses me off the most, and you can say this at any workplace, it doesn't matter if you work for Bunnings or Aldi's, whatever. They don't care if you barrack for a different team or you go out shopping to a different team. As long as they do the job, that's what I get. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean?
You know how the female board member that barracks for the AFLW Bulldogs team, right? Now there was comments on our social media about that. And I know I've said this a few times, or it shouldn't matter who they're bad for. It shouldn't be all just Collingwood people on there. If someone from outside the club can come in and go, okay, I think we can improve in this and this and this, why not? Let them do their jobs. Have the board made mistakes? Yeah, they have. But let's fix this club to be the top tier where we're playing in finals and we're being like Richmond. And if we have 1 year where we've won 3 out of the last 4 premierships, I can sit there, I can go, I've witnessed this many premierships in my lifetime, and I can be proud of that. But I don't want to have this like Carlton in changing coaches and then wanting to get rid of the board. I just think at the end of the day, the board said, yes, we do vote, but members vote, put their money in for the club, which is 100% true. But if you're going to sit around and say, oh, get rid of this person and get rid of the board, who are you going to have in? And what is going to be the plan for what you want to see in the next 10 years or more? Because eventually, like, supporters and members will come and go. Like, that is a fact. I'm pretty sure we've had members in the past that supported us, and then when we've had shit years, they've fallen away, for what reason, and I come up when we start doing well. Like, you stick with that, you stick with your clubs no matter what, I think.
Yeah, Kev, that was good, man. I agree with you, and outside voices are always well, and you pretty much summed it up, and as always, I appreciate you having on. I'm gonna jump a couple more people on before I turn it in.
Yeah, thanks, man. I really do appreciate this. I really do.
No, I'm glad,
because
mate.
it just frustrates me, man. It just really frustrates me inside that you see people, our supporters, come out saying we want change, and yet somehow the media know about this straight away. It's just like, for fuck's sake, when you're just going to shut your mouths and actually, if you're going to come out and want change, you come out and say, okay, I want this and this and this. And we talk to the club and we all have a say.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree with you. All right, Kev.
All right, man. I'll see you brother. The next one.
See you then.
And bye, man.
Beautiful. Thanks, brother. See you, mate. Bye.
See you, brother.
See you, mate. Bye.
Hi. Wasn't expecting it.
Sorry, I just clicked you, but it is what it is now.
Yeah. The game was good. I feel like going into it, I knew we weren't going to win. Like, it wasn't an expectation.
Yeah.
I think the past 2-3 weeks have been so shit for us. Like, we're missing players. Our best 22 aren't on the field.
Yeah.
And our best 22 will change so much in the next couple of years, but it's not there. I don't think it will be there for a while.
Yep. Okay.
I think we need the Browns out. I think they're not at where they need to be, and they should be after we drafted them. Like, they were at their peak and they went downhill and they've been declining. They're both having the exact same injury. I think whole Pendlebury situation going on now is going to be very interesting.
Okay.
Because Gold Coast offered them actually a really good deal. And if I was in his situation, I would take it because it's giving him stability, which he might not get after he leaves Collingwood with a year contract.
What's that Gold Coast thing?
Sorry, it's 2 years, and he gets an assistant coaching job straight after.
Fuck.
So it's a great deal, and I feel like we just need to work out, are we going to keep these players? Are we going to try and get rid of them? Like, we're going to get rid of Cox. He's just falling down again. Like, I think the next 2 years will be rebuilding. I think 2023 is our year, but we have dibs. We have a new coach. We have Dacos next year. Like, we're in a good position next year, but I don't think we're at a good position now to think next year we're going to win a premiership or we're going to be in the finals, because I don't think I see that in the future.
Yeah, okay, interesting. So 2023, you reckon, is a year?
Yeah, it's a good year though. I don't know. Yeah. I think having a coach there who is getting used to all the players and understanding how they play.
Yeah.
It doesn't come quickly. We see every team who's got a new coach this couple of seasons, it takes a little bit of games to get them better. So
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Even like I don't think we'll keep Harvey though. I think Harvey will not be at Collingwood at the end of this year either.
Yeah, I think he's going. I think he's off to West Coast.
He's been here for like how many years now? Like he just needs to push him aside and just say like, adios. But I think it's just I don't know. I feel like we need a lot of changes. I think the off season could be really good or could be really bad.
Yeah,
we don't have an official list manager anymore, which is interesting.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, it's.
I feel like there's so many changes are going to happen. Like we're getting a new coach in a month, isn't it?
Yeah, we should look. My theory is that if we don't announce a coach, if the Pies say we're announcing the coach in the next 2 weeks, it's because if the Pies say they're announcing a coach this week, it's because the team's out of the final. So it'll be a McRae or it'll be a Kingsley. But if they say we're going to hold off for a few more weeks, it's because it's Voss or it's Pike. So it's going to be very interesting.
Do you know who's like leading?
McRae. McRae.
So who knows? But they might even like just like lead it off and like put McRae in. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like they always like even like they put like the list numbers out. They'll say, "Oh, we're going to reveal it now," and they just didn't get revealed. With, like,
exactly right.
The jersey. But I don't know. I feel like we're just in a position where we're like, I think everyone has mixed opinions, which is great. But I think there'll be a lot of change happening. I think next season we're going to be in the bottom 10 at least. We're not going to be where we want to be, which sucks. But we got to deal with it. We got to push through and just like, get there when we need to be.
Yeah. All right. That's you brought up some good points. I don't think a lot of people are. That Brown brothers thing that threw me a little bit. I can see what you're saying. Callum needs a big. Look, I'll give Tyler a little bit more, but Callum needs a big
like
change.
Like the past. I think 2018 was decent, but even then, like he went just declining. Like we got like him for such a early pick, and he's not worth that now. Where we could have got Dacos that pick, but he's so much more worth it.
Yeah, I know. I kind of know what you're saying. Yeah.
But yeah, I also have a feeling we might not get dibs because
I got a feeling as well.
And we won't get that in top 20.
Yeah. I don't. If he gets bid on prior to round 25, pick 25, I don't think we pick him up.
Nah.
Anything lower than that, we'll snag him. But yeah, anything above that, I don't think we pick him up.
Like we're already in the negatives just getting Dacos, and we have to get at least 3 players.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a mess.
It is. Yeah, it is. But we'll get there. Ariel, thank you so much.
Have a good one.
See ya. Bye.
See ya.
Thank you. Bye. All right, we're gonna have a couple more because we're an hour through. Manny, I still can't see your. I like signing off with Manny, but I still can't see your thing. So Al, gonna get you on, brother. All right. Thumbs up when you're ready to go. Dope.
Hey man, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, bud. Yourself?
I'm okay. It's over.
Yeah.
Halfway through that game, I just was like, okay, look forward now. It's time to look forward to the future.
Yeah.
In the past, the season's done. It's time to look forward to whatever happens in the next 5 years, they're saying. So, I mean, it was a shit season, but I think putting our Collingwood bias aside, I think we could all kind of see it was coming.
Yeah, Yeah, you could. You could from a mile away. As soon as I was confident but as soon as Fremantle lost, I was like, that's it. The boys aren't going to try. There's no point.
There was no need. It was. Yeah. You could tell when they went out there, they seemed a bit deflated as well.
Exactly. From the first contest, you could tell.
But Craig McRae, hey, is he the favourite?
Well, I don't know. It's all media sort of stuff, but like Rick said, but that's who I'm hearing that McRae has been. Yeah, he interviewed really well, and why not, man?
I'm pulling for Jamie Graham. I'm pulling for him.
And I love Graham's story as well. Like
I just think he's exactly what this club needs. Someone who is out of left field, has a story, has a bit of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has something to him which this club needs, not just another person who is. I don't know how to explain it.
I kind of know. I kind of know what you're saying. He has that, not the word for it, but for lack of a better term, he kind of has that edge, like that. Not a chip off the shoulder, but that's kind of like Beveridge. How he has that emotional draw.
Exactly, and I think that's exactly what we need. But
sorry, just one second. If you guys don't know who we're talking about, Jamie Graham, he's assistant at West Coast at the moment. Google his name. There is an amazing article written about him via The Age, and he's one of the candidates.
It's an emotional read as well.
Yeah, I highly recommend you guys, even if he doesn't become coach, I highly recommend you guys read it as well. But anyway, yeah, sorry, I'll continue.
Yeah, just saying, I think he's the perfect candidate. And then I think, we get rid of Cox and JT, which hurts me because, I love those.
I know, two of your faves, mate.
Mate, I just, but being from Queensland, love JT.
Yeah.
Back to Queenslanders, but it is what it is. And then we get Dacos. I think the Browns will keep building. There's something in both of them. When Cal's on, he's on. Like, I think it was Anzac 2019. I think stands out for me as one of his best games.
Was that the game where he kicked that point at the end?
Yeah.
I think it is, yeah.
And he was just on that game. But, I think there's a lot to look forward to for the club. I know it's hard to look forward now, but, there's a lot to like.
Yeah, there is a lot of positives in a shit season.
We how many players did we debut? 9.
Yep.
Could have done Reef and Ash Johnson if it wasn't for injuries here and there. So could have really been 11, but it is what it is. Now we just look forward and enjoy the finals, and don't have to worry about our team performing well. We can just sit back, watch, and enjoy.
Yeah, and that's it. And just look, the stress that we went through last year, just scraping into finals and then going to Perth against West Coast, I wouldn't be able to do that, especially now in lockdown. Would not be able to do that again. No way.
It was intense, but I think next year we have Nick Dacos coming through. We have all these players like Ollie, Bo, Poulter who have this preseason under them. McRae already looks like a 20 gamer in my opinion.
Yeah,
which I was absolutely shocked when he got dropped. Like
he shouldn't have got dropped. That's for sure.
I've backed Harvey in this whole season, but I think that was a really bad call.
Yeah,
and there was nothing in today's game that proved why he got dropped.
Exactly right. It was just a nothing, and not to have him as a sub either. To have Bo.
Like Rantel did well on Parrish. I think that was one of Parrish's, I don't want to say worst games because he still played pretty well, but it was one of his least best games, you could say. So I think, I don't know, it's just there was interesting calls, mate. I guess it was kind of he played Rantel over McRae to get him another game under.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'm trying to look up Parrish's stats. So he had...
I think it was 24 or something, wasn't it?
21, but 64 21. Fantasy points.
See, that's low for him.
So that's really... And three tackles and no clearances? No, that can't be right. 3 clearances. Yeah, so that, by his lofty standards, that is really low. So, Rantel, and I'm going to... Once as soon as I jump off this, I'm going to jump on and make a post. Oh, fuck me. I'm going to make a post about it on Instagram. But Rantel did a great job, and he has to be lauded for that. Because he's not a big body, and he can't be that in and under player. Maybe the tagger role is the role for him. Because look what.
Well, we need a new tagger now. Greenwood's gone. Yeah,
exactly right, and just put a little bit more muscle on and just become that annoying little pest. You know what I mean?
Well, he did. I started it after the second half. I was like, okay, this game's over. I started to watch him. He was moving really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good comment. And I hope his confidence doesn't drop from not playing today about McRae.
Yeah. I'd be. Look, I'm a very emotional guy, and I would be gutted if I got dropped after a 20 plus, and 1 goal,
not even being the sub as well.
Yeah, and just I don't know, I would love see no one's got these journos ask fucking stupid questions, like questions that Harvey can't answer. Like, stop asking him about what's he gonna do with the coaching thing. He's already said that's it's going to be at the end of the season. So stop asking him in every fucking press conference. Ask him why he dropped Finn McRae.
Well, let's be real for a second here. Did you see Teague? I thought you retweeted Teague. His comment on Brown. That's a coach that knows he has nothing to lose by being honest.
Yeah.
You know, if Robert Harvey deep down inside he thinks he still has a chance, so he can't go out there and say what David Teague said. But Teague full on called him out. He's like people like you in the media.
Yeah.
I think we need more coaches doing that, because half these journalists, they just tweet. Like, look at Tom Brown again today. This morning, he's like, Pendlebury's gone. And then he says it again. And then right after the game, he's like, Pendlebury's going to sign a 2-year deal. It's like, mate, come on. Pick one or the other.
Exactly right.
He's
playing both. He's playing.
You know, he can say he's right either way.
Yeah.
Which I don't think Pendlebury's going to leave. I think that's
no.
I think the comments are a bit. What's the word? Off, maybe is the right word. Yeah. Especially if anything going on at the club, it's a bit off, mate. Come on, you're the captain.
Yeah.
You'll be saying things like that on game day here and whatnot. But I don't think he'll leave.
No.
I don't think he'll be captain though next year. I think that'll be Darcy.
Yeah, I think next year will be his last year.
Who do you think's captaining?
Look,
people say Tay, but I'm a big fan of Darcy. I think he's
literally what I was just about to say. Yeah,
I think he's got more of a I don't want to say future, but I guess more of a future at Collingwood than Tay.
Yeah, I think
if push comes to shove, I don't think they'd be afraid to do a Treloar to Tay, and that might be a controversial opinion. But I think if push came to shove, I think they would take something for Tay. But Darcy, they can't get rid of. Like he's key to our club. He's a Moore, which has, you know, his dad. He's what else? He's a defender. He leads the back line. So he's already proven leadership. And if these things about Steele being gone are true, then I think Darcy's perfect.
Yeah, I think Darcy. If it's not Darcy, I would like to see. If it can't be Darcy straight out, I would like to see co-captains like Sydney have been doing.
I think co-captains are a good idea because I think Darcy in the media, he has a lot more of a presence. You know, if you know what I mean, he's really good at talking to the media. That's a good comment there by Will. I don't know about Adams anymore. I feel like he hasn't stepped up in Pendle's absence. Do you agree? I kind of agree with that.
Yeah,
I feel like
especially when he had captaincy a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I think the best captain we've had since Pendle's been gone was Steele. Was that the West Coast game?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think that was the best captain we've seen. He really he took his game to another level when he was being skipped.
Yeah. And this is good by Rick. He leads by example, even in our losses. He shows leadership. That's Darcy Moore. Yeah, I would. I reckon we just start a Darcy for captain campaign.
Oh man, I'd be all for it. And this might be like this might be a bit rude of me to say, but I think Taylor Adams' body this year has been very in and out.
Yeah.
You know, I think if you want to pick, and you can say the same thing about Darcy in a sense, but if you want a captain, you have to be someone who is there week in and week out and is not injury prone, if you know what I mean. Like look at Pendles, how many injuries he had in the past.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And Darcy's injury this year was unfortunate. It was just his.
Yeah, it was an awkward landing. It wasn't like a tissue thing. Unlike Tay, who's had a lot of hamstring, calf.
Yeah, groin as well.
Yeah, groin. But who knows? It's the new coach. The new coach could come in and pick, I don't know, Nick Dacos as captain. Who knows?
Yeah. So and that could be it as well. You know.
Do we pick a captain who's like a 24, 25-year-old and captain for the next 5-6 years?
Exactly. You know, and
young.
I think Mutt Moore is around that age, but
that's why. That's why.
A couple of guys saying Crispy as well.
Crisp's a good shout.
Yeah,
he's proven he came here with, you know, like the whole steak knives thing.
Yeah,
and then he's proven to be, I think, one of the best defenders in the league, and he's moved to that midfield role very smoothly.
Yeah,
it's kind of. I think that's the heart of our season as well. You know, we had a lot of players who stood up. Like Crisp, Maynard, I think, took his game to another level. Roughhead, when Moore went out, took his game to another level.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I think I love that. Josh Dacos captain, Nick Weiss, brothers as captain. I think Roughhead will be around when we win our next premiership. I agreed with was it Ariel who was on before?
Yep.
I think 2023 is the year we win it. I said this at like I think it was our third game. I said Flag Pies 2023 because
I actually think I remember you saying that.
Yeah, you get a preseason under Dacos. You get a second one really because he did a lot of preseason stuff last year. So this is a second one. You get a third under him. It's kind of crazy how good he is already. Yeah. And then I think we build with Maynard, who's Catherine said here, very underrated.
Yeah, and like, look,
Quaynard's a good show.
I've found out on fucking Instagram that you can't post about Nick Dacos without someone telling you that we shouldn't expect the world of a kid. It's just like, fuck, man. Like, we know we're not going to win a premiership as soon as he comes into the team, but he's the best kid in the country at the moment. Why?
Best kid in the draft. They say he's better than Raul, and they know how highly touted Raul was.
Yeah. Why can't we fucking celebrate him? You know what I mean?
It's something to be excited about. We haven't had the best season. So if Pius fans, they see Nick Dacos coming through and think, yeah, we can build our club around you for the next 5-6 years, let them get excited.
Yeah.
Taylor,
what do you guys think about Grundy for captain?
I think Grundy is a fair shout, but at the same time, I don't. Because he's very polarizing in the Collingwood community. Like, I think how many people are watching this? 62. I think we can say roughly half would be 31 would say he's on too much. 31 would say he's on too little. 31 would say he's shit deal. 31 would say perfect deal. So I think you need.
Someone just said Grundy is piss weak. So
there you go. See, it's like, and then someone might say you're wrong. It's like you need a captain. But I think everyone in the chat can probably agree that Darcy is one of our best players, if not the best player.
Yeah.
Nick Dacos was better first year than Walsh did. Whoa. That's a big call, Peter. I love it though. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I reckon that Nick will win the Rising Star. That's not because I'm heaping pressure on him. That's just because Raul was going to win the Rising Star until he fucking did his thing in round 4 or whatever it was. He was like averaging 30 disposals and a goal or whatever.
Well, let's kind of be real for a second. I think he was going to win the Brownlow last year, Raul. Like he was on track for the Brownlow.
He was that good.
Kind of ridiculous. Wasn't he coming like second or first? No, second or first.
Yeah. He was getting threes across the board,
which is just a bit of a shame. But I think I do agree that Nick Dacos is rising star. I think he's our next Brownlow medalist. If it's not him, I think it'll be him or Quaynor.
Yeah.
I think they're going to transition Quaynor to the midfield. That's what I think.
I really hope so. I
think they need to move Quaynor and Maynard mid, draft 2 backs, and then move Pendlebury and Steele along.
Yeah, I hope they I hope Q goes into.
I think he's our best kick. Like,
yeah.
I think he's our best kick by far. He can kick a ball 40 meters and be accurate as anyone. It's ridiculous how good he is sometimes, and he's still so young.
Yeah,
What's this? His third season?
Yeah.
I think he was 2019, 23rd season. Yeah. So that's just. Yeah, I don't know. Quaynor, I think, could be a future captain one day if he sticks around long enough.
Yeah, I'd love to see. Q. He took his game to a new level this year, and it's only going to get better next year when we have a more attacking mindset of a game.
Do you think any of the assistants we have now are staying?
No.
Not even the what's his name?
Maybe.
I was going to say, is it Scott? Is he the one we've got?
Scott. Troy.
There's so many Selwood brothers in the AFL world.
It's Scott and Troy. I think it's Scott. That's the coach, though.
Do you think Scott will stay?
Yeah.
I think he's a good one. We need someone who's been there this year. I think you need some sort of familiarity.
It's a kind of like transition.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't think Sanderson and Harvey stay. No way.
But you said Harvey's off to West Coast.
Yeah.
It's an interesting shout.
Well, that's what I read in the papers anyway.
That's probably a good idea. You know, work under Adam Simpson, be around for West Coast rebuild. That's it. That's the thing that's interesting about next season. You've got West Coast who are going to go through a mini rebuild. Richmond will go through.
Really?
Carlton, Richmond, they'll go through one as well. Hawthorns like us.
Mm-hmm.
Like the next year's top 8 will be, and Geelong, they'll have a few retirees this year, I think. Like next year's top 8, that's going to be a very interesting prospect.
I think next year's going to be way more interesting than.
I think this year was very, kind of set in stone before the season started. Like
and that's what Magpies Inc was talking about when he said the Do Better report, and that really was a kick to the fucking guts. How it came out,
how it was handled,
and
Eddie handled that extremely poorly. That I think that was
100%. And the thing is, like, so we knew this was Eddie's last year, right? So he was looking for he was the one that was supposed to be looking for the next president. Does fucking in an alternate universe, and obviously it's a big what if, but in an alternate universe, is Buckley still coaching us, and is Jeff Brown the next president?
Well, I said this to my mum when last year after we lost the even though he formed under AJ. I said this to Mum last year. I think I said to it after the Geelong game. If Buckley next year is his last year, Eddie will go and Buckley will become president. I always thought Buckley's next Collingwood would be president.
Yeah, interesting.
I always thought that, but it's not going to happen anymore. But I always thought that would be the case. Yeah, see Swoop look for president. Man, I'm all for that. Bring back that video you made, the video outside the Trump one. I'll never forget that when you sent that to me. It was hilarious.
Holy shit! I forgot I fucking did that.
It was hilarious.
You full on ripped into it. Yeah, I got to. I wore a suit and everything. I got to find that again. That was funny. That was good. Yeah, it was just crazy. All right, Al, I'm gonna get these. There's 2 more guys on. Thank you
go through, man. Go through.
I'll
for sure. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the remaking of the video review tonight, and look forward to watching it, man.
Too easy, man.
Have a good one.
Bye. All right, so it's an hour and 20 minutes. Sush and Lockie will get you on, man, and then we'll go. All right, Sush, you ready, bud? How you going, mate?
Yeah, good.
What do you think of the game?
Oh, yeah. Not too disappointing. Like, it's just been the same all year, basically.
What are your initial thoughts of? I know this was supposed to be just about the game, but what was your initial thoughts about this whole season?
Oh, just from the trade period and stuff, like, it was going to be, like, tough with losing, like, 3 people and then had to, fill their spots in, and because we didn't get really anybody in the trade period, so it was going to be, like, a tough season anyway, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, like everyone been saying, we were kind of destined, weren't we, for one of these seasons?
Yeah. And just, like, I reckon next season will probably be, like, sort of another rebuild, and then, like, 2023 we'll get back to our normal self.
So that's what everyone's thinking, 2023.
Yeah. I just want them to play, like, Nick Dacos, Reef McKinners, Ash Johnson, Aiden Begg to see what they can produce next season.
Yeah, it's oh god, man, Sush, it's gonna be a insane next season, man. Who was your best player today?
DeGoey went pretty good again. Elliot was the only, like, pretty good forward, like, who actually had good effort all game.
Yep.
and then just Jack Crisp again, like what he's done all year.
I want to check his numbers.
Consistent.
Crispy, yeah. 19 disposals, 4 clearances, a couple tackles. Yeah, he did as much as he could, But yeah, he's so good. We love. You reckon he's going to win the Copeland?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah,
And
I think.
like a mention for Rantel, he did pretty good.
Yep. Rantel did.
I reckon he could be our next tagger.
Hope so. If that's the way we want to go.
Yeah.
I reckon that's the shout, man. That's the shout. Rantel as a tagger will be nice. Just needs to put on a little bit more kgs and we'll be good.
Because he's got the endurance to run with anybody. He's like one of our fastest, like one of the first.
Yeah, he's the quickest. I'm pretty sure he's the quickest at the club. Yeah. Hey, Sush, I got to ask you a question, man. I was supposed to ask you the other day. I don't know if I did because my memory is really bad. I saw a video on Instagram of someone at a club revving up a footy club. Was that you? It looked exactly like you.
Yeah.
Was it you?
Yeah.
No fucking. I fucking knew it. What club is that?
Oh, it was just a school.
Oh yeah. What position do you play?
Oh, I played in the midfield and forward.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. I knew it was you, dude. I was like, man, this looks like the big Sush dog. I knew it, man. Fuck, so good. Yeah, nice, man. No, good. Sush, as always, man. Good to have you on. Thank you for all your support. And I'll definitely talk to you soon, brother.
Yeah, see ya.
See you, mate.
Enjoy the off season.
Oh, I'll try, man. Trust me, I'll try. See you, mate. Bye. All right, Lockie. Lucky last, man. You ready?
All right. I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fucking tired. That's for sure.
Yeah. It was watching the game today. It's a bit depressing, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yep.
It was like just in the first quarter, we would just kick it out. We would just go back in, kick it out straight to the Essendon defender. We'll just go back in, and it was just like that for the whole game. And then just at halftime, I just accepted it. To be honest, like it was a shit year, and now we got to make some big changes this off season, and it'll be interesting to see what way we'll take. Whether we get rid of Scott Pendlebury and go for like a complete leadership revamp, or if we stick to our guns, just get a new coach and get some new assistants. And if we believe that the group we've got right now can develop into a finals type premiership type caliber team. But like we could have like 17th. It's a rough finish for us, but we could have like gone up the ladder. Like we were close with Geelong, Port, Brisbane. We took it up to those kind of teams.
Yeah.
But a lot of the year, except for like the Melbourne, Richmond, Carlton, and West Coast games, it was just uninspiring performances. And it was. Yeah.
I know what you're saying, man. There was a lot of games where. There were a lot of games, like I was talking to Magpies Inc. about, where in an alternate universe you win 4 of those 6 close games, and 4 games doesn't get you. I don't think 10 wins gets you top 10 this season. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it changes everything. You win the Brisbane game. The Brisbane game fucked us. The Brisbane game absolutely fucked us. That 1 point loss after that Carlton, it just demoralizes it. You know?
I was at a party that night, and we had the TV going in the living room, and I was watching it from outside. I just ruined my mood because I knew it fucked us. And who we have the week up? We had GWS, hot favourites to beat them, and then we lose to them by 30. Then we had Essendon, then Gold Coast, and then
Port, right?
Yeah, then it fucked us. Like we our defense carried us like the whole year, but we've been saying this for like 3 years, and that's under Nathan Buckley. It's like our offense. Mason Cox, he's a 1 game wonder, maybe 2. Like the elimination final against West Coast, he was all right. It's just we got so many holes to fill all over the roster. Like our midfield,
do.
2020 you could have made an argument that we had the best midfield in the comp, and then this year we struggled. I don't know what Grundy's doing. Like he let fucking Shane Mumford in the Giants game run rings around him.
Yeah, that was
like the Brisbane game fucked us, but then the Giants game, it was like
you there, bud?
we could have like
on my end you're frozen.
Yeah, like the Brisbane game.
Where have you gone? Lucky. Your screen is frozen. All right, he's back.
I'm back. Shit Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so you're saying the GWS game fucked?
Yeah, GWS game, like the Brisbane game, it was fucked, but it happens. Like with classic Collingwood choke. But then the Giants game, we just, from the first bounce, we didn't look like we were into it at all.
Yeah.
And then we had Anzac Day after that, and then Gold Coast. It's just gone downhill from there.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 weeks, Brisbane, that was something. And then this week, we just didn't try because, like you said, once Fremantle lost, there was nothing to play for. Like,
yeah, exactly right.
I thought, honestly, if Fremantle won, that we would have gone. We want our assistant to make his first final series. Like, he guided us to a grand final. We don't want Essendon in there. We'll try put our best effort in. But as soon as they lost, it's like,
yeah, exactly. There was nothing to play for.
Yeah, it's just for the young kids. It's just trying to keep their roster spot. Like Tom Wilson, Jake, imagine Rantel trying to figure out where he's going to play. If he's going to be like a winger or a tagger or a half forward type. If he's going to be like our next Jaden Stevenson. But we turn to the off season now, so
exactly. We just hope and pray we have a good off season.
Yeah, I've been about the Scott Pendlebury thing. I've been like thinking about it, and if we let him go, I know it's shit. Like best ever Collingwood player, apart from like Nathan Buckley, but we've got leaders apart from him. And it clears up a lot of cap room for us, and it does reset us a bit. We can put Callum Brown, when he's in the midfield, he plays like why we drafted him so high.
Yeah.
And that could, like
I agree with that.
We've been playing out of position. That's one of the worst things Nathan Buckley did as a coach. He played everyone out of position.
So many times. Many times.
Even this year under Harvey, like John Noble going up to half forward, he plays shit because he's a half back, then gets dropped. Yep. It's something we do too often. It's fucked. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we do this off season.
Yeah, it's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be it's hard. It's on a knife's edge whether it's gonna be a 2020 off season or something a little bit more easy. But it's I don't know, man. Who would you? Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say who would you? So say Pendlebury. What do you? So Pendlebury unrestricted free agent. Let's hypothetically say Gold Coast offer him $800,000, a 3-year contract, and he can like a Mitchell deal.
Yeah.
What's do you think we get a first round draft pick for him?
Yeah, or late first round, second round. Like we definitely get one of those because he's arguably still one of our best players, but it's just the age factor. But Joe Danaher, Essendon got pick 6 or pick 7 for him last year. Based on that, we get like pick 3.
Yeah.
Because Joe Danaher played like 6 games in a year or 2, where Pendlebury, he's probably been our best player apart from Jack Crisp this year. So if we say we did get like a top 10 draft pick, then we get Nick Dacos. But then we'd have to offer that in the Nick Dacos deal.
So and that's the thing. Like I will make a a bit of a video about it. But yeah, so say we get fucking pick 3 for Pendles, right? Because that's the free agent compensation thing. Okay. Before you get into the chat, it's not going to be fucking pick 3. This is just hypothetical.
Yeah.
So if Kangaroos bid on Dacos, we have to use that pick 3. So that pick 3 goes to waste. Okay, it helps us with points, right? But that
you could use it. Say free agency periods before trade period. So say we do get pick 3. Can we use that as trade? Like, can we trade that?
You can trade it. Yeah, you can trade picks.
Yeah.
You can't trade picks in the trade. No. Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't know if you can trade compensation picks. If you can.
Oh, because it's compensation.
Yeah. So like,
I'm sure you can though.
Yeah, because I haven't seen anyone do it. But if we can, then that you could offer, say, maybe like Tom Mcdonald or someone, or an Oscar Allen,
Man, even
a young key forward, or a position of need for us. And then you get Nick Dacos.
It's interesting that you bring up Tom Mcdonald because he was on the trade table last year,
Mm.
and I advocated to bring him.
Yeah,
and he actually had a really good, not really good, but he had a pretty good season for Melbourne.
He did. Like he's been, definitely their best, or apart from Fritsch and maybe Pickett, their best forward. Like. He's overshadowed Ben Brown, who was arguably the best forward.
Kept him out of the team.
Yeah, like he won the Coleman, like when he was with North Melbourne 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
So he's like he had a down year, but I think that was with like Melbourne last year, down year. That could be us this year. We could do a Melbourne or like Melbourne. What they were top 4 or 5th, and they made the prelim. They've gotten 16th or 17th last year, and they've like shot right back up to the top. The only thing that I can see that they've done differently, they've kept Simon Goodwin. We didn't keep Nathan Buckley, which I would have it's
No, I know what you I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. It's
we could Sam Weideman, mate. Like he's got a lot of potential. He's being kept out of the team by Tom Mitchell and Tom Mcdonald.
Yeah, and look, I want Weideman for the obviously the surname and he could he went top 10, so he could be. I know he hasn't been doing a lot at Melbourne, and when he's had his opportunity, he hasn't really taken him. Maybe a change of
scenery
just helps him, Just
like the dream target would be like a Ben King off Gold Coast for Scott Pendlebury. That would be the dream, but I don't think they'll offer that up.
No way. Fuck, that would be the dream. Ben King would be the dream though.
Yeah, who else? Oh, who would the other like gettable?
Someone said Will Brodie in the chat.
Yeah, maybe.
Ben Ainsworth, Will Brodie. I don't know much about
Gold Coast. Like you see with Peter right now, when like kids or players leave Gold Coast, they seem to like blossom. So maybe we do get a couple Gold Coast players out there who haven't reached their full potential. We get a good fucking coaching staff in, like Mark Williams or someone, if he's still in the running. I don't know if he is.
Yeah. I don't think he's in the running. for
Yeah,
head
but
coach,
like,
but
look
he'll
at
be an assistant.
yeah, like Stephen May, Josh Caddy when he was like 2017, 2018 with the Tigers. Jager O'Meara, like they've all gotten better once they've left Gold Coast. So, you know?
Yeah, I know, and like Mayne and stuff like that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see what you're saying, man.
Yeah.
The footy factory up there in the Gold Coast. Yeah. I can see what you're saying.
Mm.
It's Lockie, thanks for jumping on, brother.
All good.
Appreciate the chat. I appreciate the hypothetical chat. It's always good. It's always good. But yeah, I appreciate it and enjoy.
I reckon you should do some more of these over the off season.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, off season, I'm gonna smash these.
Yeah,
I don't know other fucking videos to do, so yeah, it's gonna be good for a little bit of a chat and a bit of a catch
Good to you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
See
you, mate. Bye. All right, we have been going for nearly 2 hours. This has been the longest Squawk in Squawk history. 74 people is probably the most viewers that we've had as well on a Squawk with Swoop. Thank you to everybody that jumped on. I really do appreciate you all. So this is the final Squawk for the season. Everything else will be just catch-ups if they're weekly catch-ups or whatever, and about the finals. I'm going to do finals watch-alongs. So my team at the moment is going to be the Doggies. So I'm going to do a Doggies watch-along next week. But look, season's done. Let's talk about let's reminisce on the good times this season. We'll talk about it a little bit more when I do a season review, and it'll be a season review on Instagram as well. But from a shit season, think of the positives. Whatever you can find to make you smile in such a shit time, you should take. Latch on to anything and everything, because it honestly doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. So, look, just really, really enjoy it. Put on the 2018 prelim again if you have to. Put on the 2010 grand final, the drawn one, the replay if you have to. And yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on here. If you need to DM me because you're having a shit time, DM me and we can have a chat. It's hard. So if I can just bring a little bit of joy to you guys in turn bring a lot of joy to me. And I'm going to end it now. So if we don't, I'm going to start crying. So let's end it. Thank you all. I really do appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a good sleep. And we'll chat soon. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends. Tell your family, tell your friends. Tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later. Love yous.